Hey kids, we're back. You're watching Guitar Quackery Live, right here on YouTube. I believe you're watching it on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, Guitar Quackery Live is the channel where you can watch me in real time as I work on guitars, basses, choras. Do you know what is a chora? I worked on a chora yesterday. It's an African harp, traditional African harp. Old instrument. Well, a guitar is an old instrument too. We have an old guitar here. It's a bass guitar. A bass guitar is still a guitar. It's a bass guitar, like a baritone guitar is a guitar. And a tenor guitar is a guitar. So yeah, it's a guitar. It's a bass guitar. Now, I don't have an audience yet, so I'm just kind of waiting for, people to come. I'm going to be working late tonight. Late because it's raining. I wasn't planning on working too late, but now I feel that I don't have a choice. So I have to do what I have to do. I don't want to ride my bike home in heavy rain. So supposedly it's going to stop raining after midnight. So we're going to be here until after midnight, I guess. Let me check the app. I don't have windows here to look outside because it's we're in a basement. This is this is Guitar Quackery, which is the smallest guitar repair shop in New York City. And I rent the space from them. So this is Bob Elliott's Music Makers. That's a rehearsal studio. So I just rent the space from them, right? Let me check the weather. Raining. It says it's raining. And then today is still Thursday. So let me check Friday morning. Yeah, it still says what it said before, that it's going to stop raining. It says no rain at 1 a.m. So maybe that's when I get to leave. But right now, it's raining. I don't know if it's heavy rain. I don't understand some of the stuff on this app. So why is it that I don't have an audience just yet? It is streaming, public. It says public. Okay. I'm just going to start, okay? So this is it. Oh, I do have a viewer. Now you get to see the bass. It's a Sano bass. Sano. It says right here, S-A-N-O. So it's Italian-American. They were made, I think, made in Italy. And I forgot to do something really important. You see, I'm getting old. I forgot to copy and paste the link to this live stream and send it to the owner of the bass. He just picked up another bass today, actually. And now he gets to watch me work on this one. So I copied, now I paste, like that. And it goes out. So I did work on another bass, and that's the one. And then, yeah, okay. And I have a third one owned by him here. I lost a viewer, the only one. No problem. Maybe they'll come back. Or maybe someone else will. But I'm just going to start working on this. So, let's give it a quick exam. I know already that we have some fret sprout. And I like to take care of this first. And I like to do this when the strings are on. The strings are not going to damage the frets when we do that. I have 2 viewers right there. It seems like I have an audience now. Yeah, the strings aren't going to damage the frets, right? We play all the time. But I like to do the fret sprout initial pass with the strings on. Just give me a moment to set up the camera. And I'm just going to guess the camera angle here. There's something wrong with this camera connection. Oh, okay. I don't like it. It's been failing more frequently lately. Let's see if this is a good camera angle. Yeah, it's good enough, I think. So I have this file, and I'm just going to hit the fret ends. I'm actually not even pushing the strings too hard against the frets. They might not even be touching the frets. But like I said, even if they do touch the frets, I mean, we play, right? Same thing. So I like to do this with strings on. I like this better because the metal particles that accumulate on this, if you do it with the strings off, they're going to scratch the tops of the frets. So that's why. This feels much better. Mm-hmm. You know, it feels like these frets are, you know, I can kind of feel that they're softer. So I don't think that this is 18% nickel. Maybe it's the fret wire with 12% nickel. It's like I've done this work so many times, I can kind of feel, I guess, by now. Now, this is a vintage bass, so I don't see fret wear. So let's not worry about it. I do need this brush. Yeah, kids, I'll be here late tonight because it's raining outside. I need to wait for the rain to stop before I ride my bike home. And I didn't check the weather before I left the house, so I didn't bring my raincoat. Yeah, that was an oversight. So yeah, I like to do it off the bench for obvious reasons. I don't like to the metal particles to the shavings to fall on the bench, get stuck in the carpet. You can't pick them up with a magnet because fret wire isn't magnetic. Some of it is. I've seen magnetic fret wire, but not this one. I don't think so. So this is just the initial pass before I remove the strings. We'll still be working on the fret ends. So I'm done with this side, the bass side, now the treble side. Like this. This chair is in the way. Stool. I'm not going to switch cameras now. I just want to get this done. Or maybe I can switch to this camera. Okay. Like that. How about that? So with this file, you can kind of feel when it hits the finish, and then it stops filing. So I always do this initial pass with the strings on, and then I will round off the thread ends when the strings are off, obviously. That's when you have full access to the corners of the thread ends that we are rounding off. So next thing I'll do is, I already checked the relief when the customer dropped it off, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to check again. And anyway, it might have changed in the meantime, because it's been sitting here for 3 weeks, I think. Okay. I think this is good. Yeah. I feel the corners of the thread ends, and so that's now a little sharp corner that we are going to file down when we get to it. It's not going to be right away, but it'll happen. I think this will be split into 2 live streams, at least, I think. Because we're just doing an overhaul on a vintage base. So there might be more work to be done than meets the eye right now. All right, so next thing, straight edge. This one's heavy. With this straight edge, I'm always very careful because it's really heavy and it's got sharp corners. I, was thinking of grinding the corners, rounding them off, but maybe that's not a good idea either. I don't know. Just got to be careful. Here, feeler gauges. So, in general, if the frets are even, which I'm going to check right now around the 8th fret. So that's the 8th fret. We want to see relief 11/1000 of an inch on a 34-inch scale base. What's the scale length on this one? I think I measured, but I forgot. It might be a metric scale length. So 30 and a half, maybe? I think it might be a metric thing. It isn't 31. So it is short scale, or short scale, yeah. Base. Like a Mustang base, just slightly longer. I think I want to remove this now. So bear with me. I gotta grab the screwdriver. And is this the one that fits? Let me check the other one. This one's too big. All right, so another one fits perfectly, but it's safer to use the smaller one. It fits actually really good. Just a little wiggle room. Always use screwdrivers that fit. And I like to do this by hand, not with the power tool in these situations. So now we're going to be removing this pick guard. And I see some of the screws are intact. This one's a little stripped. So this one I will definitely not use the power tool because I want to feel it. it's fine, okay? But the other ones I will loosen with a screwdriver just to, you know, get a feel for them. And then I will use the power tool to completely remove them. We want to keep them in order because they have various degrees of rust on them. So when we reassemble, it's going to be the same. But we do need to clean under the pick guard. So as you can see, there's some cleaning to be done here as well. And we want this screw to remain here and this one here. And in this orientation here. Yeah, so did I measure the relief? Not yet. Feeler gauges. So on a 34-inch scale base, I shoot for 11 1/1000 of an inch relief. Here we can go a smaller relief, it's a shorter scale length. I wouldn't go below 8 on a base. So let's first check what we have. This is 11 1/1000. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. 8 1/1000 fits. 8 1/1000 doesn't fit on this side. 6 1/1000 fits. Okay. So it's more like a guitar right now. We don't know if it will be able to adjust the truss rod or if it's already completely loose. We are going to find out. So I'm going to remove the truss rod cover and let's have a look. Okay, so on these vintage instruments, you definitely don't want to, if a screw doesn't move, see this is like that. Okay. If a screw doesn't move, make sure you don't strip it. So definitely we want to keep that in mind. So this screw was right under the string. You saw that. And the screw is okay. So we don't know what kind of truss rod nut is there. It could be metric. I don't know. Let's put the string back and how do we adjust this? Well, we have these. I don't know which one fits. I think maybe this one. If I can fit it through the strings. This one is 5/16 of an inch. It's the Gibson size. So I'm just going to hold the string above the nut just to see if it fits. And I can't access, not with this one. Seems like it could be the right size, but you saw what happened. And what do we do now? So sometimes I do need to grind down things for vintage instruments like this one. You see, I had to grind it down on this side because there was very little space left, and you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you need to do this, and then at that point you end up with a tool that you might need some other time in the future. So here I would have to shorten this, and so tell you what, If it doesn't give us issues, buzzing issues, we leave it like this. So I think the low E string could be a little higher, but let me see, you know, with the neck a little straighter than we want it to be, what is the action here? So the action is a bit higher actually. So tell you what, I'm gonna need to think about what tool to modify to access this truss rod. And like I said, we're gonna split this into a few live streams. So I guess I'm not finishing today for sure. I need another screwdriver. Flathead this time for this thing. Well, actually, it doesn't fit, which means we need to use this screwdriver. Okay, always make sure that it turns, and I'm going to release the string tension. So the tuning machines aren't the greatest. I believe the owner asked me if we could change them. It's a bit of a project, and you know, we're altering the vintage instrument. We would be altering, not just changing the hardware, because what's available now wouldn't fit, wouldn't align with the existing holes through the headstock. Okay, that's uneventful. And now, what do I want to do now? I could remove the strings. Is there a reason to tune it to pitch? There is. I want to check the nut. You know, I should have checked when this was still on. Okay, we'll check when we reassemble. I made a mistake. Let me think. It seemed okay, right? It didn't seem like, it seemed like maybe the nut was a little higher than ideal. So I'm gonna take the strings off, and then we'll do it after we polish the frets and everything. We'll check it then. And if we need to file, we'll file it. That's just as good. Let's remove the strings. So with these kind of vintage tuners, we want to make at least one full turnaround with the shaft. We want to make sure that it works. And we don't want to use a power tool for this, because there is something stuck between the pinion gear and the worm drive. I want to be able to feel it. So I don't believe these are the proper strings. They're not. They're not the short scale strings. They could be medium scale maybe, or maybe not even. No, they're regular strings. 34-inch scale strings. You know, the camera is actually in the way. I need to put it here. It's not that interesting anyway. Don't need to show you a close-up of that. I do have people in the house Dr. HRH, he just says doctor. And Dr. Sean Barnes says, I wasn't expecting another stream tonight. Yeah, because of the rain. It's raining and I'm on my bike. And why isn't the camera focusing? Now it's focusing. Okay. Interesting bass. Never heard of that brand before. Neither have I. And Grandpa Joe, who alerted me to the rain outside, is back in the house. Yeah. So I'm just gonna work. Go to bed late again. Well, it is what it is. So sometimes when I do these things, I want to maybe reuse the bass strings for part of the job. I don't really feel like I need to do this on this one because the nut isn't very high. But sometimes I need to unravel, in order to reuse the strings, unravel this thing to pull the strings back. But it's got these practical keyhole holes, right? So I can just pull them out this way. Even better. It's actually less work for me. Less work. It takes less time to do it. And remember, this time the customer's paying by the hour. So I don't want to be overcharging somebody. You know, I charge by the hour to protect myself and also to be fair to the customer. I don't want to overcharge. I don't want to undercharge. But with these live streams, yeah, you see what it takes. It's got an interesting bridge. We're gonna, I guess, take it apart. Yeah. I've never heard of this brand before. The customer did tell me a little bit of the history of this brand. It's like an Italian-American company, I believe, he said. So he dropped it off 3 weeks ago, I believe, something like that. And haven't been able to work on it. I was also in Chicago for a few days, almost, not a week, but yeah. And here we go. So how about I show you a close-up of the bridge? I mean, I also want to see it. And the other reason that I like to do these live streams on, especially on unknown instruments, is I document everything. So if something goes wrong as I'm disassembling, it's all there, you know. So there's no discussion. Hey, did you do something, this and that? No, just watch the live stream. And here it is. This is the bridge. It's an interesting bridge, right? Never seen a bridge like this before. And it seems like intuitively that I should be able to remove this cover. Yeah, look at that. Now, do I want to do this now? Let me think for a moment here. So I'm seeing that these grooves are narrower here than here. So this is clearly the bass side. So when we disassemble it, we want to remember which side is the bass side here. And we don't need to remember, we just mark it off. So I'm just going to place a little red dot, and that's the bass side. Simple. And now we can place it here for now. That's for cleaning. We check these thumb wheels if they work, and we do the same with them. So the question is, how much cleaning do we do on this? Some people like relic stuff, and some people like re-polished, I guess. So if I read this customer, he will more, so this is the bass side, yeah? More care about the fretwork being, all polished up than about this. I think he does want to retain a little bit of the patina and flavor of vintage. That's my read on this customer. He's a new customer, but he brought right away 3 bases. He picked one up today. It was the Schecter base that I was live streaming. Yeah, man. Let's do some cleaning. I'm running low on this. So for a thorough clean, let me remove one of the tuners. I already did once when the customer was here because he doesn't really like these tuning machines. And I can't blame him. But replacing them would be a bit of a project, and so he would need to pay more money and then to reduce the value of the base. It kind of doesn't make sense, right? And I believe he says that he doesn't really care about that too much. But the question is also, well, replace them with what? So I wonder if we lubricate them, if they are simply going to work better, and that's sufficient. Well, they are going to work better if we lubricate them. Is that going to do the trick? This is Vaseline, also known as petroleum jelly. And so this is more than we need, and then we'll just wipe off. See, we get squeeze out. So it is working smoother already. I see a metal particle here. You see the little black dot? This means I am not going to put this there because we don't want that metal particle to go inside between the gear and the worm drive. It's going to be easier to turn this like this. How about this? Let's see. Oh, this feels much better. We get a lot of squeeze out of the petroleum jelly. And backwards. It distributes the lubricant differently. Yeah, I can really feel the difference. It does feel a little uneven, like, some teeth seem to be more open than others, I guess. Okay. I guess we repeat this procedure for all of them, and we might as well clean this. Dr. Jeffrey Boyle's in the house, and the dog father. Are you a new member? I think you are. First time here, I think. Let me know. And how did you find out? Through Instagram, maybe? You know what? I know what is going to draw a lot of people to this channel. Now I know. My Instagram post about the guitar, one of the guitars that I made out of scraps, is getting a lot of traction. So I said by the end of the day, it's going to have 10,000 views. Let's see if I was right. Instagram. I got a comment there somewhere. What is that? Comment. Make me the fourth. I don't know what he means. It's also a picture of the dog, but it's not the dog father. Let me reply. Make me the fourth. After all, they are musical instruments. Sorry, comma. I don't understand what you mean. Period. What do you mean, comma, the fourth, period? Yeah, I hate typing on those things. Yeah, do I have any more comments? But I was going to check the stats on that one reel. Okay, so did it reach 10,000? 9515. By the end of this live stream, it'll reach 10,000, I'm sure. And, oh, it's the customer is the dog father. Okay, so now I know how you found out about the live stream. Okay, cool. He texted me. Your assessments are 100% correct. Ha, ha, ha. Idea would be to replace them with something more modern, like hip shot, if it's feasible. I mean, yeah, it is. I think we would need to drill holes. So, well, let's keep an open mind. So, I am going to now... This gives me the opportunity to take measurements, right? We're going to remove one of them. Well, it's much smoother. I mean, like night and day. So what I'll do is I'll remove one of them, and I will make a tracing. You know, like kids, when we were kids, we used to like trace like this. So I want to do that. Yeah, so there, you know, I cleaned this cover, but I'm not going to polish it. I know what he wants, right? And this is probably what most people with vintage guitars would want. You know, the patina is there. We just don't want like gross stuff on it. You know, just a little cleaning like that. That's all. Right? So, and now let's remove one tuning machine. This one. That's already open. Okay, this fits. Easy. There's a hole here. Sometimes there's holes for lubrication, but I don't see how this would lubricate anything. Okay. Let's remove it. So when we remove screws from wood, we want to make sure that we do unscrew completely. Otherwise, we're chipping off little fibers from the wood. And obviously, that would be bad. Not only would it not be good, it would be bad. So now I am simply going to place a piece of paper, a post-it note on top, and I got a pencil right here. All right. So this is all clean now. Post-it note. This is sticky here. We'll just go over it. Not a big success. Nah, actually it's good. So there's some finish missing around here, which is why we are getting this. Okay. So he was saying hip shot. So this is just a record. I'm going to put it right here for now. Hip shot. Let's check StewMac. Well, maybe not hip shot, right? Whatever fits. But let's check StewMac. Base tuners. Okay, 10% off. Oh, look at that. They are having a special offer. Let me look at this as I'm looking at that. I think I need to take measurements straight from the base, from the tuner. So when we replace hardware on a vintage instrument, we want to avoid any drilling, if at all possible. Sometimes that's not possible because maybe the hardware is broken and no replacement can be found, and you need to put something there. So let's see if there are measurements. So obviously they would look different. So this doesn't look like a fit. What about this? Blueprint. Okay. 23.37 millimeters between these two. I need to remove the screws. Okay, there's no other way. Fine. Okay, so I'll show you how this is done, properly measured. Oh, my switcher went off. Oh yeah, because I opened the text message. So, yeah, we have this. And now we first we need to be calibrated 0. Now we do this. No, I didn't need to zero it out. Now we zero it out, okay? And now we go from the end of this hole to the end of this hole, okay? So that's 18.68. So there's more measurements than that, but if I see that it's 23, that's not right. So 18.68. Now, on this one, what is this, 33? No, forget it. I don't think we'll find a replacement that fits. That's it. Not many options. Nothing's going to fit without drilling. So I can already see that. So why don't I write down that this is 18.68. I'm going to write it right here on paper. So 18.68 millimeters. And now I'm going to measure these. So this goes like this. 0, it's already 0 because it's the same size hole. And 15.52. So that's 15.52. Now that's diagonal. I don't know if they even offer a measurement like that. Let me see. Yeah, not at a diagonal, right? So we're gonna need to do, so 34.72 is that. And what I'm going to do is this. So this is already zeroed out for this size hole, right? So I'm going to go hold it parallel to this here, this edge, and go from here to here. So that's going to be 33.5-ish, 33.6 more. Okay, and now I just write it here. So here, I want to make sure it goes from center to center. 33.6 millimeters. So these are the measurements for future reference. And we'll keep that with the base somewhere in the case, I guess. All right? And now we can continue with this project. So there's no need to remove the tuners, but now that I did remove this, let's keep it off. Okay, the strings are here, whatever. I got too much stuff on the bench. Give me a moment. You see, so you know, I was talking about my eating disorders before. Some of you are here now. So I ate this morning. I didn't eat all day. And I don't want to eat right before bed. And I'm going to go to bed at 3 maybe, because I'm going to work till about 1 because of the rain now. So yeah, so then first opportunity to eat will be tomorrow morning. I'm not hungry right now anyway. I think I need to fix my sleep first, not my eating. I think if I was overeating, that would be a problem. Let's remove these. Always start slow, okay? With any kind of old stuff. Okay? And if something's not moving, don't force it. Think, stop and think, assess, lubricate, etc. So this one is a little stiff, but it is moving and it's not skipping. Okay. As you can see, I am using a hand tool, not a power tool. Sometimes people come to me with one missing screw. Say, hey, can you just put a screw there? Yeah, which screw? What length? What thread size? Is this metric? Is it Imperial. What kind of head does it have? So, you know, yeah, do you have $500 for me to, you know, look for the screw? Okay, so this is super important what I'm seeing here. I'm going to zoom in. This is one of the reasons why this one wasn't working smoothly. So the A string tuner, you can see this gap here that we don't see here. So this isn't screwed in all the way. And when you turn it, especially at full strength tension, you see now it's sunk in. Look at that. And this is one of the reasons why I like to do these live streams. Look at that. Full disclosure. Everything is documented. And while we're at it, let's check this one, because I didn't even check this. Yeah, I could do this. It still works good. It does hit a hump on the warm drive as it cycles through. So this warm drive isn't precision made, which means it has less space on one side than on the other side. So when it hits that tight spot, you can feel it. It is what it is. So that's the one. Now, let's have a look at the other two. Needs a little fix, and here as well. Oh yeah, very loose. Okay, so I'm glad we removed these covers. I mean, I was going to remove them anyway on a vintage instrument like this, because I always assumed that lubrication would be beneficial. So I did show you a close-up of me lubricating those things before. Let me just do it now in the interest of time. And yeah. So just put a little spot here and there, and then turn, and it will spread like wildfire. Oh, you know what? My new partner, Eva Sita, tried a Chinese proverb on me on one of my posts. And yeah, she isn't the expert at Chinese proverbs yet. She might become. Depends how much time she spends hanging around here. But she said, so she wanted to be clever. And she said, you see, she made a mistake. She used the straightforward Chinese proverb: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, and teach him how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And then I replied, give a fish a sip of water. How did I reply? And I think it was good. Well, it's written on Instagram now. I'm going to have to check. Give a fish a sip of water, and it will drink for a day. Show the fish the ocean, and something about thirst. It won't ever have thirst again. Well, now it's bothering me. Let me check. Yeah, I came up with that one. So where are these comments? Okay, here. Let me see. Where's her comment? Man, there's so many comments today. I guess, the Instagram account is gaining some traction. Oh, okay, here. View reply. So give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Okay? She put a smiley face. Now view my reply. There's actually an old Chinese proverb that says, give a fish a sip of water and it will drink for a day, but show a fish the ocean and it will never thirst again. That's what I replied. Let me take a picture of this. Okay. I'm going to print this one and put it outside. She liked the Chinese proverb outside. But that's a good one. And let me see. Okay. Okay. And now let me check the view count. 9647, right? So it's reaching 10,000 on that one video. So friends, what I'm going to do to promote this channel, so check on Instagram. Well, it's how many videos. I just closed it. We'll check again. I'll tell you later. So I like to talk about recycling and reclaiming things and reusing, repurposing. So this one is a little stiff. And I guess it got stiffer after I tightened the thing, but this thing needs to be tight, right? So, because somehow I really like this planet, I don't think we should be going to Mars. We already have a planet. We don't need to fix the other one. Let's fix this one first. Yeah. So I'm really careful about, not using too many materials or, see, this doesn't work well with this. I think I have another one. Well, I know I have another one, different style. So does the guitar winder work? No. Bass winder. This one will work better. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I made a post. Or the proper way to say it is I posted an Instagram reel showing some guitars that I made out of other people's garbage. Basically scrap pieces of wood that I used to pick them out of a dumpster in front of a lumber place. And they noticed on my bike, I would just put bungee cords on my bike rack. And I was in the dumpster. I would even wave at them and stuff, right? And then, we got to chat. And one day they even packaged up a whole bunch for me and all. And I'm actually doing them a favor, right? Because they pay for removal. So they're called, so some of those pieces are called kickers. So those are like not forklift pallets, but so they're called kickers. So imagine two straight beams with a slot. They're about this profile, and then there's a slot running like this for the strap to go around. Okay, and I'm looking at those things, and some of them are made out of amazing exotic woods. So when they chop trees and do all the rough cuts, on site, they have scraps from the trees that are smaller than the pieces they're selling. Well, they're not going to buy some lumber somewhere to make those kickers. They're simply going to use what they have there. And they end up making all these kickers out of any imaginable exotic woods you can imagine. And when I realized that, I started picking them up from their dumpster. I think I might have even asked the first time, even, if it's okay to take them. I think I did, yeah. Because the dumpster there is right in front of their open door, so there's always people there. And yeah, take them, And then they really liked the fact that I was taking them. And I said, I'll build guitar necks out of these. And then they even prepared some, and they packaged them up, and I came with a bicycle trailer. We put them on, and they were really happy. I was really happy. And that was now years ago, way before COVID, I think. Or just a few years before COVID. Which means, they've been aging, they've been stabilizing over time. Those might be now really good guitar necks. And because they are oversized in terms of width and thickness, not length, I can even cut them in quarter sawn orientation, some of them. Of course, that would make more scrap wood, which might not be usable for anything useful. I mean, you're always going to have scraps, but I like to minimize. So the reason I'm talking about this is because one of the guitars that I made out of this kind of garbage, let's call it garbage, was a copy of a Gibson ES335. So that's a semi-hollow guitar. And man, that thing looks good. So I showed that guitar and some other guitars in that Instagram post, reel. And that's the reel or post or both that's getting a lot of traction. I've only been posting on Instagram for 3 weeks, maybe even less. And I usually get just a few hundred views. Some posts with tech tips have been getting 2,000 or 3,000 views. But this one is going to hit 10,000 before the end of the day. Lots of comments, lots of people asking questions. And I said, I'm definitely going to post a couple of follow-ups to answer your questions. So I will do that. But now I just thought of something else. I'm going to say, I quickly show you, if you want to see the whole thing on the workbench, then go to Guitar Quackery Live and subscribe. And that way, I am going to build up this channel, maybe, huh? And also the main channel, Guitar Quackery, because I can do a separate recording showing other things. Yeah. Honestly, I've been thinking about showing that guitar on the channel. It's actually one of my favorite guitars that I built. It's really a small ES335. So it could be for kids, it could be for travel. Sometimes if you use scraps, you can only build a small guitar. because the scraps are small. So you can build a ukulele, or you can build a small guitar. Or you can just dump the whole thing. Much smoother. But yeah, it's not like hip shot. So it's good to exercise these things. I'm going to reinstall this one. And then maybe we use the power tool to exercise now that I know that they're turning well. I think it's going to be challenging to find replacements. So we want these to work as best as they can. So if you haven't seen that reel yet on Instagram, go check it. So as we speak, if you count backwards, I'm opening the wrong app here. If you count backwards, oh look, there's more comments and more likes. One comment about that guitar 2 minutes ago. The fourth person to ask for a demo. Oh yeah, of the sound. Oh, comma, yeah, comma, I get it, period. Thank you, period. Coming up, period. I hate typing. Okay, cool. All right, so where's that guitar? Yeah, a lot of traction now. 1, 2, 3, 6. It's the 7th chronologically backwards. 7th reel. 9741. So we're less than 300, like 260-ish subscribers. I'm sorry, views away from 10,000 views. So now that we know that they turn, they spin, and they spin more freely, I'm going to put it on low speed, and also have speed control here, right? And exercise them just a little bit. Let's see how this fits better. Okay. I can feel even with the machine that it's a bit uneven. That, you know, the worm drive hits a spot where it's tighter. Okay, reverse direction. We definitely want to exercise it in both directions. And then I'm going to check if it feels better. If I feel safe, I increase the speed, which is what I'm doing now. Reverse direction again. Okay, let's say that's enough. The moment of truth. How does it feel? Well, much better. But I don't like this winder, right, for this. Much better. It still does have that spot where it hits a tight spot, but this definitely feels much better. Now, how does this one feel? Okay. Kind of make a mental note. And now let's do some exercising. So I was building guitars before I was repairing them, and I always thought that I would never be repairing guitars. And I want to get back into building. So building does take up a lot more space, a lot more, right? And that's one of the reasons why I'm not building. Because my space right now is still in under renovation. It's been forever, quite a few years. I made some progress with the renovation, and you can see the basement in that video. Much better. Okay, I'm glad we're doing this, because this does make a difference. The storage, for a builder is, nice size. All the lumber that needs to sit there for years sometimes. Oh, and I'll be building a Cora, right? I said that in the previous live stream. No, the one before yesterday. I can even feel under the machine that this is getting smoother. So basically it's reshaping the metal slightly on a microscopic level. This is why it comes off black, the lubricant. It's got small particles of metal. And now let's check. Oh, like a dream. Now the first one. So they do feel different. This one feels looser, and then we can still feel that spot that it hits. Okay. Let's check. So on this one I also felt at the beginning that it has the more pronounced tight spot. So every time the handle is in this direction, so that's on the worm drive, not on the gear. So I wonder if some more turning would, you know, even it out a little bit. Let's see. Oh, I don't have a towel. I can feel that made a difference. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. In this direction, much smoother. It made a difference, okay? And since we can't find replacements, suitable replacements, I'm gonna say this is good. Let's put the covers back on. Yeah. Oh, I didn't clean these. Yeah, there's maybe just a little more patina than we want to have. Where's the cleaning product? Like I said, I'm going to keep the patina, but there's patina and then there's dirt. We don't want to remove the patina. That gives it the charm of the vintage instrument, right? But we do want to remove the dirt. So, speaking of dirt, I'll give you a sneak preview of a horrible guitar that I recorded it for Instagram. You wouldn't believe what people bring sometimes. I always make appointments with people, but sometimes people drop off guitars, you know, with music makers at the front desk. You know, they don't know that they needed an appointment. I mean, it is an open door, and I'm not even here. So, you know, they take it. Then I waste my time looking at them. I mean, viewing them and dealing with the come and pick up your guitar business. So, not very interesting, but I'm putting the covers back. This screw didn't come out all the way. I didn't want to pull it out because I didn't want to damage the threads. It's got a tight spot there through the hole of the cover. Yeah. So I didn't want to force it. I don't like flathead screws. Can easily slip like I just did. Okay. I need to put the switcher back on here. Is it? Oh, more comments, more hearts, more subscribers. Look at that, followers. Comment is like this and a clap. Clap, not the disease, but applause. Not the clap, but a clap. All right. Because I don't deserve the clap, but maybe I deserve a clap. Sorry, I know, corny. Okay, so that's one comment. Where's the other one? It said 2 comments. I see the likes. I don't want to miss a comment. You got to engage with the audience, right? You got to reply. Oh, so this is it. Okay. Commented, will you ever sell any? I'm so down for this. It has a very unique look. Hold on. Oh. It was listed on Etsy for how many years? What are we? 2025? 6 years. At least 6 years. Come on, no one bought it. Ordered one, comma. So I removed the listing, period. Okay. Well, there was a price tag. I mean, how long it takes to build those guitars. And this guy says, you're amazing. Oh, and then he did the thing and the clap. Thank you, comma, thank you, period. Thank you. And let's check the view count. It must be closer to 9870. All right. All right, close it. So this is good. Now, let's see what we do next. First, let's move some tools here and here. Well, it's nice hanging out with you guys, the few of you. Okay, no more comments, it's fine. Maybe you have nothing to say or ask, which is fine. I gotta come up with things to talk about, because otherwise it's a silent live stream. So I'm gonna put this here for now, or maybe, let's see. Oh, there's a strap. Okay, so here, there's a little booklet. I think the customer is still watching, like that, right? So when he picked up his other bass, the Schecter, he was looking for a strap. Well, we didn't think to look inside of his other bag or bags, because there's still another one. He dropped off 3. Okay, so let's see and let's think. What's logical now? Yeah. I mean, there's dust and stuff. So, again, how about I use this Formula 65 Dunlop for change? I think it's a little bit less aggressive. Usually I use the Music Nomad detailer, guitar detailer. Okay. Here, again, we're dealing with dirt, not patina here, so this goes. But I think we need something stronger. And in this case, I don't like, to mess up the cleaning cloth. So you see, that's what we're removing. So here is probably skin particles and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't want other people's DNA. Cheese, we call it in the business. So how this works, I forgot, but the customer knew. And we're going to check again how it works. Now the question is, should I really be removing the whole pick guard? If everything's working fine. I was just going to remove the pick guard to clean this properly. It's not a bad idea to check everything, especially for instruments that are going to be, so it's used, obviously. You don't know who did what. If there's anything, badly serviced on the inside that is going to fail during a performance, we want to look at it. So I am going to open it. And this will also give me access to the plate under the pickup rings. But before we open it, I am going to check how this works again. So you won't hear the sound because this is just a dynamic headset mic, but I will hear it. Unless I plug it into the audio interface and let you hear it, but then I won't hear it. Or will I? I could hear it. Hold on. AirPods. Then I can hear what you hear, and I don't get feedback. Maybe I should be doing this from now on. I guess I will hear everything with a delay, right? Let's see. Sound up. And GarageBand. I feed the audio interface through GarageBand. Let's see. Or here. Let's hear. A tuning fork. Do you hear it? I think they're not very strong pickups. I heard it. I don't know if you heard it. I don't think you did. Did you? Oh. Yeah, I think you... No, mic 2. No, you're not hearing it. Now you will be hearing it. Oh, you see, off. I just pushed this. Number one does what? So one, let's pick up one. Yeah, it's switched. I mean, that's the way they made it. Now number two, and off. Neither one of the two pickups. So that's kind of silly. They call this one number one and this one number two. A little bit counterintuitive, and I remember that from when the customer was here. And now we have high, medium, and low. Low, medium, high. And volume. I hear a little crackling. So we're going to deox it. And, you know, so now I can unplug it. So let me turn off this. So were you able to hear? Please let me know. Because I don't know what you're hearing. All right. I need to prep something for the screws. If I had a piece of cardboard that I can use. It's too big. Or I can just lay them, no one else is here. I can just, you know, do this, just put them down in order. And I don't need these strings for now. So I'm gonna buy strings for this one. I did buy strings for the other one that he has here, which were gonna be La Bella strings, flat wounds. This is gonna come out good. Oh, since we have it on the bench without strings, I do now without strings, I want to go over all of the frets before we do that business there. Just a little high here. Fret kisser. Okay. And I'll show you only on one because I don't want to, you know, waste time. Remember, the customer is paying for this time, so I gotta be mindful of that. But he's watching too, so it's also for his own entertainment value. So yeah, so this is how much I had to take off. You can see this. So these are obviously the scratches from the tool, which is the fret kisser. And here it evened out, but you know, we do have a little bit of fret wear. We are going to even this out with the premium fret polish. And I did hit the frets. Not all of them were protruding the same amount. Some of them weren't even protruding, so I'm not even sure if I hit this one on the side or not. Maybe. And then when we do the rounding off, this one isn't even, I only feel on this side a little bit. So when we round off, I am going to take the one of the best files in the business. and just hit the corner a little bit. Oh, like this. Very lightly, right? You can see that. Okay, so this is just the hitting of the corners. And now I flip this file around. And now we do this rounding off. Just a little bit, because we're going to go over with sandpaper as well. Like I said, I'm showing you on one, just to make it more interesting. But the rest of them I'll do without the microscopy, unless there's a request. There's like, you know, always a chance of a new viewer, and then I'll show one more. So yeah, let's continue with this. So there was a little high spot here. This is good. They are good. Sometimes I like to shake this a little bit like this, just to, oh, here there's a high spot. To not miss a high spot. So I won't be showing you this one. It's the same. The same business under the microscope. A little bit here. So I'm not doing a level crown polish. I'm just hitting a few individual high spots on some of the frets. Yeah, look at that. Great. Hey guys, you heading out? Excellent, cool. Yeah. So just leave that one light switch by the elevator on. You can shut off everything, yeah. So I don't walk in the dark, yeah. Yeah, yes, exactly, because those are my lights here. Yeah. Excellent, cool. Thank you. Good night, guys. And where were we? Well, let's just recheck. This one's a little high. 12th fret on the bass side. Now the 11th fret is a little higher. So now I'm going to do 2 frets at once. You can do that. Actually, it's recommended. Recommended by Guitar Quackery. And now, because we did 11th fret, we're gonna check the adjacent fret. We good. So on a level from 1 to 10, the severity was 1 to 1.5. Okay, nothing to even fix. I just do it because I offer a premium service. And we're gonna do the frets later, but I just wanted to get this business off my mind. Okay, we've been streaming for an hour, 39 minutes and 39 seconds. Look at that. Let me think what else we should do tonight. Well, we might even finish it, right? Because I'm leaving after 1 a.m. because of the rain. Let me check the weather. If anything changed. It says it's raining. But we are... Well, wait a minute. What day is it showing me here? Let's refresh the app. So it's 11:15. Oh yeah, I see. It's at the end of the day here. So it seems like it's drizzling. And the next day, Friday, yeah. So it's gonna rain until it's gonna rain and now this whole thing shifted past 1 a.m. So now it says definitely no rain at 2 a.m. Yeah, I guess we'll finish it. 2 comments, 4 hearts, 8 followers since last I checked. Look, this guy, I assume it's a guy. The comment is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars 51 seconds ago. Yeah. That. So I'm going to give him a heart and a reply. Here, reply. You have very good taste in guitars, comma, doctor. So it always does that DR instead of doctor. I always need to retype it. And follow, follow, follow. And reposted my reel somewhere. Okay. It's that guitar. What is this? Just a like? Where's the other comment? Oh, here. Fantastic stuff, my friend. I'm happy to hear that you like it, period. I will post more videos of this guitar, comma, due to high demand, period. Or interest. Interest, period. Oh, there's a type of this guitar, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. People are watching. Oh, already a new comment, a new like. GQ, you're a doctor, engineer, and technician of guitars. Just an amazing. Okay. I don't want to read this aloud because I'm talking then about myself. Thank you for the excellent information and guidance. I'm addicted to the channel. Addicted to the channel. What could I say? I built this guitar entirely out of. It's opening the thing. So tiny. Thank you, comma, doctor. See, it does this DR thing again. Doctor. I want it spelled out. Are you watching the live stream as we speak? You never know. Are you watching? Is that you? And another follower. Wow. That guitar is popular. How many views? 10,000 maybe already? 10K. All right, I'm going to show you. Okay. So, here it is. 10K. Is this in focus? You can see. It's not focusing. Manual focus. 10K, it says right there. Okay, you saw it. All right. People love that guitar. I love that guitar. And there's another follower and another like. Okay. Well, what can I say? Thank you all. I'll give you more of that guitar then. I'm surprised. It was listed on Etsy for 6 years. I'm estimating. And yeah, I mean, I got a few comments on it. People asking. So I wasn't selling it. I said, I can make you one kind of like it. And I said, it wouldn't be exactly the same because I can't replicate something like this. But no one bought it. And then I got really busy with the videos and everything. Because I posted that on Etsy before I had the YouTube channel. But now that I have the YouTube channel, I don't, you know, I thought if someone placed an order, I wouldn't have time to build a guitar. And yet now I'm getting back into building, right? The reason why I'm getting back into building, one of the reasons is, okay, let me first finish my previous thought. So, yeah, I said, okay, I don't want someone to now order the guitar when I'm super busy, so I just removed the listing. But yeah, it was listed on Etsy for a long time, and no one bought it. And now, seems like now people, well, obviously those are not the same people. Some people want to buy it, because this was not the first person who asked. Okay. Low speed, so I have speed control here, very low speed, right? Because I loosened them already by hand. I know they are moving. And now I'm just going to put them in order. I always put vintage parts back in the same order, exactly. I watched a Dan Earlywine video on YouTube, and he said he does that, and that really makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, with a power tool, never start with a power tool, especially on the vintage guitar, and never finish off with a power tool. And this is a bolt-on neck guitar, which begs the question, should I just remove the neck first? I think that would be a good idea. Let's remove the neck. Where's the screwdriver? Here. So, if these move freely, I can unscrew them with a power tool. I don't screw them back with a power tool, not the neck bolts. But yeah, I can unscrew them now that I already know that they move freely. And I have a special place for them here. So they look all the same, but I'll still put them back in the same order. So this gives us a chance to examine the neck pocket, also to clean this surface, and just make sure everything's okay. Yeah. The guitar is in for an overhaul. Bass guitar. Very nice and tight neck pocket. Oh yeah. Maybe even tighter than it should be, which is why we have a little finished chipping here. So yeah, it's tighter than it should be. I'm having a little bit of a hard time removing this neck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of string sticks, maybe 2 for now. And then when I lift this, place them here. And then add a couple more. So now it's going to be a pile of 4. Okay. There's a shim. I'm inclined to leave it there. It's super glued anyway. But I am going to round it off. I think that was part of the reason why it was tight. It's rubbing this corner. I can even see a little scratch here. Okay, so I'm going to file it down the corner. So clearly, one good reason to check. I'm holding the file at an angle. Oh, here it came off. So this worked. We're just going to place it back when we put the neck back. And let's continue. Where are we here? Oh, wrong drill bit. Screwdriver bit. Oh, I forgot. I did notice before, but these are screwed into the body as well. So 8 more screws to deal with. These 2 screws are probably just holding this assembly, same as here. This one is rusty. Okay, so same principle. We just start by hand to make sure they're all moving. Because sometimes that's not the case. And I'm going to put them aside over there, off camera. You won't see where, but they will be placed in order. Oh, they're very short. I was expecting it to be long. Look at that, very short screws. So they're only screwed into the plate then. Let me see. So these are holding something. Okay, so we do need to remove these 2 screws. All right. Let's see if I just loosen them, what happens. It seems like they're holding onto the plate. Interesting. No. Those are machine screws that I believe are just holding this assembly. Short machine screws. So are these possibly some long screws, these two? No. So we need to be able to service instruments. Ah, okay. It was stuck a little bit. Probably years of sweat. Which means now that I can actually well, you know what? I'll remove them because then we clean the plate properly. Okay, so they are safe over there. There. We want to remove all this dried up sweat from another person. Okay. I'm running out of juice. So this will be covered by the pickup cover on this side. Okay, and there's rust even. I think the rust is from the pickup cover. So rust is like cancer. It spreads. You want to remove rust for sure. Any auto body shop person can tell you that. Don't leave rust on your car. Well, what I'm seeing is steel wool on the pickup. That's something that I find a lot. But I don't use steel wool in the shop here. Come on. Oh yeah. Look at that. Now the question is, can steel wool really damage the pickups? it gets stuck in the pickups. And what I once encountered was a popping sound, sometimes on the attack with a bass player. I posted a video on the main channel about that. So, you know, when a truck or a car, loud car, or one of those obnoxious cars with a subwoofer drives by and the glasses and plates on the table, they all shake. So bass frequencies tend to do that, right? Low frequencies. So if you have steel wool particles on the pickups, sometimes when you strike those bass strings, they will make the steel wool particles move, shake. But now, you know, the pickup doesn't care what object that attracts, that, you know, is affected by that is magnetic, is moving there. It could be a string, it could be a tuning fork, or it could be a bunch of steel wool particles. So on that bass that ended up in one of the Guitar Quackery videos, the steel wool particles were moving on the attack of the, you know, some of the notes, and they were making popping sounds. So we had to clean the pickups, and then everybody lived happily ever after. Oops. Plastic handle, nothing happened. You didn't see that. Uh-huh. So my new partner Eva is playing a concert tonight. I bet her notifications are silenced. Let's check. Where is she? Here. Eva, see, yep, notification silenced, right? She doesn't want her phone to ring during the concert. I don't understand why. It could be important, right? Yeah. Ah. All right. Yes, watching live. Ah, okay. See, I guessed. What an experience. Oh, and look at this. This is great, the way this was made. Look at this. So I just put it off to the side like this, and I have full access to everything that I want to see. So this is well laid out. All right. Now, I'm running out of juice, but I have more juice, obviously. It's soaked for a few seconds. Somehow I inhale this thing. And I want to remove this as well. While this is soaking. All right. I was gonna remove it before. I don't know why I didn't. Need more torque. Okay, so this is going to be connected here. Fair enough. I need to buy more. Guitar Center, here I come. I need more stuff. Look at that. Okay, friends, this is what we're seeing here. Nice. Okay, so let's just remove the junk. Dead DNA, lots of it. What I'm interested in is, you know, that make sure that the instrument is reliable. So I'm going to check all this. It's important, especially with old used guitars. You don't know who worked on it, what they did. You can't just play it on stage. Or even in the studio, you have a perfect take. You get in the groove and the thing just stops working on you right then. Murphy's Law. And we have this. Doesn't need much. Okay, cool. So, some people are addicted to guitar quackery. Okay. Thank you. Let's look at everything first. Oh, wow. This is great how this works. Very interesting. Let's document it. I never seen a switch like that. So check this out. When I push the buttons from below, these things move. And you can see these make contact. And they just close the circuit. So what does this tell us? It tells me that it wouldn't be a bad idea to just, you know, hit it with a little bit of deoxit right there. Just a little squirt. What's happening to my deoxit? That's it. I'm going to do the same here. And of course, the potentiometer. And there's one drop left here. Okay. That's still enough. I don't need to buy more yet. I do have a spare one, little one. Okay, so now that we hit it with the deoxit, we just work the switch. You know, this is a really neat job. I'm impressed they did this back in the day, whenever that was. So what we have here is a capacitor and an inductor. Well, first of all, every wire is an inductor, right? But we have a little coil here. I'll show you. I put an autofocus. See, the inductor. That's looks like it's a coil to me, right? It's an inductor. Or is it a capacitor? I don't know. And these switches, they work like this. Very clever. And they move these things like that. So instead of a tone pot, you have presets. Yeah. I'm impressed. I like it. I like it very much. Just a little cleaning of the edge. These two screws hold the finger rest. I don't want to call it a thumb rest, right? Yeah. Okay. We won't go crazy. This is now on the underside, right? So I like everything that I saw. All right. It goes back. And we just make sure that this wire is connected to the bridge plate. And now we can start putting our little screws back in. First screw goes here. They're really short, so I guess I'll just use a screwdriver all the way down. So, friends, you know, I think if you think about it, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but Guitar Quackery on YouTube is not like, you know, many other channels. And I am happy that I have a small community, currently small, supporting. So if this becomes bigger, the few of you will always be part of the initial small community, right? That never changes. The old timers. So the channel is reaching 500 subscribers. I don't know where it's at right now. It was about 10 subscribers short last time I checked. 10, either 10 or 12 or 8, something like that. So that's gonna be a milestone for the channel. I don't know why it didn't get more popular quicker, because unboxing videos seem to be more popular than this kind of content. All right. Whatever. But yeah, I actually look forward to 1,000 subscribers, because at that level, I'll be able to monetize the ads on replays. And although I was initially thinking to not do ads during live streams, I think I'm kind of changing my mind on that, because an ad is an opportunity for me to take a little break. So if technically it could be done, you know, I can just, you know, stretch my legs a little bit, something, play an ad for a minute or however long it takes to play the ads, then come back after a short break and continue. So it also gives the viewers the opportunity to grab a coffee or whatever. But the ads play out and they pay me. And I kind of like that, the pay me part. Because then it's not only the customer that's paying me, it's, you know, advertisers. And that's what they should be doing, paying. It's a tax write-off for them. So one important thing is what I'm doing now. I will not drive them all the way. And it's important to remember not to set this to a really high torque, right? So this ring sets it, let's say this is 1. So if I hold this, right? You hear this? So that's the lowest torque right now. And where's my phone? I need to put the switcher on. So now, it always does that. Okay. So now, when I do this, first, I don't want to drive it all the way. This isn't driven all the way. And but what happens if I do drive it all the way? I'll do this one. Then the torque protection kicks in. You hear that? So I didn't over tighten the screw. But ideally, what I want to do is what I just did with these 3. so that now I can take the screwdriver and by hand feel, you know, yeah, that's good. So you could argue that this also just then tightens equally. And yeah, but I don't like the vibrations, because vibrations, well, you know, they are, you know, it functions then like an impact driver as well, even if it's at the low torque setting. So I use the torque setting just as a safety measure. Okay. We are going to look at these pickups now through the microscope, because I saw steel wool particles, and I don't like to see steel wool particles in pickups, and I'm going to have to remove them. So what I use, oh, Dr. Rubbish Guitar Bloke is here. And he says, you'll soon forget us? What do you mean? OGs. What's OGs? Once you're a famous YouTube influencer. See that word famous? I don't want to be famous. Hold on, I gotta grab something from here. Okay. It took me a few years to even decide to do YouTube and show my face. Now I'm used to it. I was, for years, trying to make a decision, I mean a few years, if I should do a faceless channel, this and that, and then what I wanted to do just wouldn't work with a faceless channel. Hold on, I need to use something like this to lift the body up. So I said, okay, there's already, there isn't a shortage of YouTube guitar channels. So who needs another YouTube guitar channel? Why? So the only reason why a new YouTube channel would even come into existence would be to make it different. So I came up with the idea of having these old Chinese proverbs as an opener every time, and also have that phone. I haven't used the phone in a while. Yeah, I should do that more often. And just introduce some dry humor, which I try to do whenever I can come up with something. So this is too high. It's raising it too much. Can't get good focus. Yeah. So I'll show you the steel wool particles. So I have to zoom in on this. You can see them right here. So someone cleaned, polished the frets with steel wool and did not protect the pickups. Bastards. So now what I do is I take some modeling clay and use the modeling clay to pick up the steel wool particles. Like that. And you can see how they stick to the modeling clay. Right, so just gonna go around and do that. So here there's this corner. So right. So this is too high, which means I just need to raise the microscope because I can't get good focus. And oh, we got this camera too. Let's use the equipment that we have. Right? That's why we have it. Where is it? Here. So just going around like this, and I'm inspecting it as I go. Oh, there's steel wool here as well. Look at that. I'm going to show you. On the outside, you can see that. So right there, we need to remove it. You see? Not a big deal. It comes off. So, and this brings me to the point, when people ask, how much do you charge for a setup? And there's no fee. My minimum fee is going to be always, well, for now at least, until prices go up, $145. I'm not going to start messing with a guitar for less than that. But I say, it could be more. Most likely will be more. And I don't like to get into the thing that, the customer tells me, you don't have to clean my guitar, you don't have to polish my frets. No. We do all that because it's my work. So you don't hire, I know this is going to sound really pretentious, Michelangelo to make a bust of your head and say, but you don't need to make it as good as, no. If you hire me, you're going to get a Michelangelo. That's it. So I know how to make a bust. So same thing here. I want this to be like the way I would do it, right? So I'm going to leave the patina because that's charming. I just don't want to leave steel wool particles because I don't know if they can damage the pickups. And like I said before, I definitely had an issue with those making popping sounds when the player was playing. Okay, turn that around. One more pickup. I can see some on the outside right there. pickup. Okay, on the outside, we're done. This one probably has less, and I'll tell you why. It's further away from the neck where they polish the frets. I can still see them. You can see them right there. Let's focus, right? And now this modeling clay is saturated with steel wool particles. I can probably pick it up with a magnet. So you see, once I have the exclusive content on the main channel, I was talking about that during the previous live stream. I mean, it's going to be the same content as here, but it's going to be organized and edited. For example, short video, how do you clean pickups contaminated with steel wool? Clearly, I'm showing you here for free how to do it, but for those who don't want to spend the time, because time is money, and that's great, right? To watch through hours and hours of unedited, archived live streams, they have the convenience by paying a fee to watch it in edited and organized format. That makes sense. And that's, I'm talking about the main channel. Okay, the other half. Maybe I'll show you this view for change. There's like a stubborn piece right there at the bottom. I think I need to shape it into a point. Yeah, that's it. These are unusual pickups. And you know what? I like unusual. Why do pickups need to be all the same, right? Size and shape. There's one small piece right there. Ah, I got it. I forgot to show you. Maybe I'll show you the last piece over here. Oh, where's this? So right there, in that spot right there, right? So let's pick him up. How do I know it's a he? I don't know. That's it. Gone. Well, not gone. It's trapped now on the glue trap. Which, by the way, I hate glue traps. It's not that I like to have mice around, but, you know. So this is now contaminated. It could still be used, but... Okay. What's next? 5 viewers left, and I'm gonna check the weather. So the neck is there. I'm gonna work on the neck off the guitar. Bass guitar. Do you know what this is? This is a gimbal. I'm getting ready for content creation with my new partner. I have a gimbal there. I showed on the previous live stream. Those are two different gimbals. I want her channel to explode. And let's face it, she's got more potential than I do in terms of the channel being really well monetized. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of the contract, except one specific of the contract, which says that neither one of us will discuss the specifics of the contract in public. So that's the only specific of the contract that is okay for me to, obviously, it's okay for me to reveal. So yeah, I can't tell you, and I am you know, well, no, I can't say anything more. Except one thing, that we agreed so well on what's in the contract. I mean, yeah, really well. So I just really hope that we can work together. It's gonna be hard. I'm super busy. She's super busy and she's leaving town. She was gonna leave in October and that got postponed to, I believe she told me January. Well, it is what it is. We'll try to make the best of the time. Although she will be coming back to New York. But I assume that whenever she will be back in New York, she will be really busy. I guess I could tell you that, because that's not even in the contract, that, you know, I'm hoping to find if everything goes well with our collaboration, to continue working remotely. Okay, let's check the weather. 2 hours, 39 minutes, 39 seconds. 2:39:39. All right, let's check the weather. Because I don't want to be here all night. It still says it's drizzling, but the chart no longer shows rain. And it's just past midnight, 12:13. So by 12:30, I think I might be able to leave. I mean, to, you know, close the project. Then I need to clean up, and then I can leave. Yeah. Oh, let's check the Instagram. 2 comments, 5 likes, 8 subscribers. See, that's as followers. That's what I like, when I get more followers than, you know, the likes and Okay, so let's see. Like, follow, 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 like. Is this it? No, follow, 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 follow. And responded. No, I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic too, I guess. Reposted your reel, okay? And commented. The pickup covers are wonderful, the Altoid pickup covers. They do look nice, period. Unfortunately, they do affect the sound of the pickups in a bad way, period. He says, get a tuning fork. What is the context? I do have a tuning fork. I happen to be holding one in my hand right now. Come on, literally. And I'm going to put LOL. Yeah, sometimes those things are necessary. Okay. Show more. Oh, there's more. Okay. Oh, no, this was yesterday. Okay, cool. Now let's see the view count on that video. 10.6K. Okay. I'm not complaining. Hopefully it funnels people to the channels, which is one reason why I'm doing this. Obviously. And a buddy of mine posted something. I'm going to check him out later. A drummer. Well, let's check him out together. He's such a great guy. Benaya. Drummer. Fantastic drummer. Great future. All right, so where's this camera? Okay, that's him. Let's check. Okay. I guess he's playing. He plays with these people, so that's all he posted. All right, that's not him. Just gave him a heart. All right, not a problem. He posted much better pictures before. This was just, you know, album. Obviously, he's promoting. I mean, he's, you know, in that band. He's hired by them, I guess. Those are 4 siblings. It's a 4-sibling band, but he is doing the drumming for them. Yeah. That truss rod, right? So if we don't have any issues, I'm not gonna worry about adjusting it. Okay. Oh, watching live, thumbs up. Oh, famous, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be famous. I more like am thinking of, you know, respected or established kind of thing. Let's see, Rubbish Guitar Bloke. Yes, hello, Grandpa Joe, even though... So, Grandpa Joe is asking, Rubbish Guitar Bloke, isn't it 5 a.m. in your area of the world? And the reply from Rubbish Guitar Bloke is, yes, hello, Grandpa Joe, even though I took early retirement this week. Still in an early start rhythm. Welcome to the retirement. I start to enjoy the hobbies. Thanks. See you tonight at JR's for a beer. It's pouring on Staten Island. Radar looks like it will end by 1 a.m. Yeah, thank you, thank you. And thank you for alerting me to this. I had no idea. Okay. So, I used this. Now let me get the steel wool. Not just kidding. So this is the brush, soft brass brush. So in this direction. This is a fantastic tool to get all the cheese off. There wasn't much cheese, but there still always is. And you can push hard. It really doesn't damage anything. And they, I guess, stopped making them. That says Made in USA right there. I wish I picked up more of them, but, you know, now they're discontinued. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, and now we do sections. This one is the finer grit. So first with this one. So whatever the fret rocker doesn't pick up would be so minor that, and you know, and this now picks up the span of a few frets, right? It would be so minor that this method will definitely even out. So what I look for is now reflections, which you can't really see the way I see them, but I can see the, not the brush strokes, like, you know, kind of like a, yeah, very fine, yeah. And I don't even need to go with this finer grit. We're going to be polishing these frets. Right. So now, with this file, I'll just hit the corners. I already did this fret, so we'll skip that one. Very light, because I can barely even feel. Oh, no, I didn't skip it. Well, whatever. So I do like one side first. So all of them are going in the same direction. Somebody try to level off these frets a little bit. And now the other side. This one we skip because we already did it. And they are already kind of rounded off. I'm not going to even bother with the rounding off. Oh, this one a little more. And here I was cheating a little bit on the last 3 frets. I was rounding off a little bit because they were flattened here. Somebody tried to level them. So, again, this is such a light touch. I just want to make sure it doesn't have that sharp corner there. And I can't even feel any corners here. I don't know if I should even bother, but here. Just a little touch, and the other side. And then we'll go with the polishing pads, sandpaper first. So, sandpaper, 600 grit is going to also knock down the corners, so the those edges. So I hold it at a 45-degree angle, more or less. So I'm not hitting the finish, just hitting the metal. Well, I mean, I'm hitting the wood as well, but minimal. I can reuse this. Okay, let's move on. 5 viewers. What a bit battery power here is good. We're not gonna lose sound. And so I don't know if I want to do a full polish. So if I leave at 1, I'm gonna want to start wrapping up. Hold on a second. No, a lot of new things. New likes, follow, commented. They resonate? Question mark. No, you cannot. No, comma, you cannot compensate. Period. The Altoid cans are magnetic, and they redirect the magnetic field. Period. Started following the heart, follow, and heart. Okay, let me close Instagram. Oh man, now this thing is shifting. 1 a.m. still raining. So I guess it's pouring. I mean, the animation shows like it's just drizzling. All right. If it's pouring on Staten Island, pouring on Staten Island. So if it's pouring over there, I'm not that far from Staten Island. Sorry. Yeah, I should be going to bed. You've seen me do this before a bunch of times. Sometimes if you, like I did now, just level off a minimal amount, this thing recrowns it. You don't need to reach for the crowning file. With tools on frets is you want to do as little as possible. So the fret needs to be flatter than what it was on these, like what I touched up 3 frets, I think. for actual crowning with the crowning file. Because this sandpaper will take down the two corners and will kind of round off the fret. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it does such a good job, it even hides the dimples because it rounds off everything around the string dimples on the frets. And that's what I'm seeing right now in progress. And sorry, but I can't always be refocusing on the microscope. You know, it does add time, and this customer is paying by the hour, so if I don't need to do something, yeah, so we were talking about premium services before. Yeah, so currently, especially now that this is no longer a repair shop with a YouTube studio, it's a YouTube studio with a repair shop. The level of services, everything is a premium service here. So, and I get it that some people don't want a premium service. That's fine. But, you know, this is not the shop where you get it with the other, you know, level. So, and I'm not the only shop that works like that. I'm just one of them. This is how your guitar or bass will be after it's being worked on here. I'm already liking how these frets are now looking. Now remember, I did not level the frets, so we'll check that reflection test. We'll see how leveled they are. I think they are pretty well leveled. So the radius on the bridge isn't adjustable, by the way. And by the way, a very important thing is if you just go up and down like that, this area gets twice as much work as this and this. So while you're doing this, it's also important to sometimes do this and this. These frets are low, but I think a lot of bass players actually like that. What's important is that we removed high spots, especially because I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to release the truss rod to give it a little more relief. So we don't want to have uneven frets. Okay. Now let's check. The reflection test. Okay, how do I catch a good reflection? Which direction is it again? That we do that? Oh, it's late. Okay. Oh yeah, here. It was here. So that those little reflections, they move evenly. Okay, no zigzagging. Barely a little bit of zigzagging around the octave, I see. And around the 8th fret, just a little tiny bit, but nothing to worry about. Okay, next. I don't know how much longer I want to work. I did label this one as part 1 because in anticipation of not finishing. So 3 hours, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Our estimate was 4 hours. Very accurate estimate. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from customers. So I don't do a live stream on every project, right? But from customers who do get to see their guitars being worked on like this. All right. I gotta think. Buffing can take a while. And I feel like I need to start packing. Let me check the weather again. We gotta be reasonable. Okay, so it seems like it's peaking. I don't know what this means. And I wish I could zoom in. Oh, what about the other weather app? Two a.m. still raining on the other app. Well, I'd rather be working than just waiting. Rain is expected to stop in 39 minutes. So let's see, one comment. If you can sing "My Dog Has Fleas," then tune the guitar to it. What does he mean? It should be in tune if you are. Does that make sense? I built this guitar. And then there's more. Does that make sense for an electric guitar? I don't know what he means. What should I say? I guess. Period. I don't know. So, I am going to wrap it up. I can't do the buffing now. I don't think I have the energy. I might just take a nap in Studio One and then leave in 2 hours. Doesn't matter. I need to sleep. So, sometimes I do that. And that's what I'm going to do. I decided. So the truss isn't adjustable. And we're not going to worry about it. We're only going to worry about it if there's an issue when we play. Then we're going to have to figure something out. But for now, let's leave it like this because I don't have a tool that can be inserted there. That's sometimes the issue with uncommon vintage guitars. I'm going to put the neck back on the body. So we had that popsicle stick. Where is that? Here. So this was here. Like this. We put the same one back the way it was because I'm guessing it was working fine in terms of neck angle. So it is a very tight neck joint. A little bit too tight, but we are not going to do anything about this now. We want to clean this a little bit. Okay. Same screws back in the same spots. Goes through the body backwards until it clicks. It just did. And now this one, diagonal. Click. So it hits the same threads. Click. So the modeling clay left just, you know, a little bit of a residue. Kind of like greasy. It's greasy, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, we didn't clean this thing. And I lost my switcher again. One more like. People keep liking this. Let's see how many views it's got so far. So it's updating it. It doesn't show the number. It's got to go to this. 10.7K. Yeah. Okay, people, go to bed. Be reasonable. Don't watch Instagram too much. Yeah, there's corrosion there. Okay. So it's kind of like that type of corrosion that's biting through the chrome plating. It actually looks good. Just, you know, removed some surface powder on the outside. And we're just going to reassemble it like this. So it's this screwdriver, yeah. Oh yeah, then we have the bridge and all that. I don't really understand the function of these covers. Now the bridge is going to fall off if we don't put a string on. Yeah, it really doesn't need much cleaning. I mean, look, it's shiny. This maybe a little bit with a brush and we're good. Okay, it goes in this direction. So now I understand this. So this cover comes off in order to adjust, to restring it and to adjust the compensation. So it is definitely a removable cover. Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely removable. It was very easy to remove it. So the only thing I can't do now is put this back on. Again, I lost my switcher here. Switcher app. Okay, kids. What we talked at school is bedtime. Oh yeah, and I need to take this case home. So I gave that young lady a guitar. Oh, there's no capo inside. I thought my capo was inside this. So I did a guitar giveaway, but I said I give away a guitar, not a case. You got to bring the case back. And she did today. So she was honest. Was she here during this live stream or the previous one? She came in for a minute and then she ran out. And I told her, you don't have to do it today because it's already late. And she wanted to. Okay. So what does the weather app say? Rain stopping. Okay. So I'm stopping as well. Rain is stopping because the work doesn't stop here. I need to clean up, lock up, all of that, right? Get my bike ready. And then next time, so I will, you know, because this is a job that's charged by the hour, so the full service will be done on the live stream. So there will be a part 2. Grandpa Joe says rain has slowed, moving out by 120. Moving out by 120 is gone. Okay, that's what I like to hear. Okay, friends, I am going to end it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me and for all your comments. So hopefully this will grow through the Instagram video that is getting so much popularity. So I'm gonna make sure to post more videos about that guitar, inviting people to come watch the review of the guitar here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so I have to say good night or good morning to some of you, and I'll see you, how about next time?